Live.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
This is Kevin, Dr. Stephanie. We're about to put the wraps on our 5R information. We're a week late. We were both indisposed last week, so sorry if you tuned in last week looking for the last R. So here we are today. Today we're going to talk about retain. We're going to talk about all the work that patients have done, and fixing your GI, and now we're to the point where we want to make sure that that carries through for you forever.
Yes, for sure. So a couple of ways. Sometimes you hear retain, sometimes you hear relax, and you added a really good one though too as well.
Resist.
Mm-hmm.
Resist the temptations to go back to your old habits. Mm-hmm. And just a quick rundown. Remove the cause. Mm-hmm. Replace the enzymes needed for proper digestion. Mm-hmm.
Repair.
So
repair any damage or dysfunction or inflammation that's happened throughout the digestive tract.
Yep. And re-inoculate.
Mm-hmm. Those good bugs back in.
And I think that's a big part of your retain is to always continue to take your probiotics.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of data that shows that should just be part of your day-to-day regimen.
And those bugs are short-lived. They don't live very long. They're easily destroyed. Mm-hmm. So we should always have a continuing regimen of probiotics as part of our retain.
Yep, absolutely. So when we continue talking about retain, not only do we talk about the diet and the supplementation and whatnot, but a big part of this when we talk about the stress and relaxing and having adequate stress management techniques within your world, because we do know that when you're under stress, you overproduce a hormone called cortisol. This is when we start talking about the adrenal fatigue, adrenal hypertrophy thing. But to keep it brief, one thing that cortisol does is it actually impairs that defensive layer within, one of the defensive layers within the GI tract that helps your body your immune system to delineate what is friend and what is foe. So too much stress increases the chances of immune system dysregulation, digestive tract dysfunction, that whole abdominal swelling, belly fat mechanism. That's all from that stress hormone.
Right.
So relax.
And the retain part is, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's all the good work that you put in to get to that point, and it is very, very common, and Dr. Stephanie will agree with me, that people get to a point where they feel really, really good, and they just kind of quit doing what they were doing. And that's a trap we fall into, so we feel it's really important to kind of stay on track. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean that we don't have bumps in the road and we may fall off the map a little bit, but always have the understanding that you need to get back to where you were to retain the health that you got from that. Mm-hmm. Which kind of brings us full circle to one of the additions that we're putting in the Natural Health Center is a health and wellness coach, which is Alicia, who's recording this today. She's going through the schooling to become a certified health and wellness coach, so she is going to be in place to help give you that pep talk, or somebody to kind of answer to, or get some information from on how to do this retain as part as a whole, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff in her health and wellness practice. That's
hugely valuable. You're seeing health and wellness coaches implemented more within both of the conventional medical model and more of the natural and holistic model, because it's sort of that it's that in between to help keep you on track, and accountability buddy. I mean, she's got loads of information, but sometimes you don't need a really super in-depth, dig me out of a hole. It's more of just touching on those little pieces, figuring out where we all fumble, so figuring out what your fumbling blocks are and overcoming those. And really, once you're feeling good, nobody has to be perfect, and if you expect perfect, you're always going to feel like you're coming up short. That's just sort of human nature. But if you give yourself a goal, 80% of the time, which is 4 out of 5 meals, or just 80% of your day, or 80% of the month, you follow specific guidelines, then it's much less stressful when you do have something you shouldn't have, or whatever the case may be. So, give yourself some guidelines so that you can be lenient and not find it to be a stressful process.
Yeah, a couple catchphrases would be reward
yes.
yourself.
Yes.
Have that piece of birthday cake that we had this week.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Balance. Think of balance. So always look at the balance in your diet, and moderation. when somebody shows up with a bag of chocolate chip cookies, you don't have 15 of them. You might only have one.
Unless Alicia baked them, because then they're really good, and it's really hard.
So then you have 2.
Yeah, then you have 2, for sure.
Well, I think we've come to the end of our 5-hour journey. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And as always, if you have any questions and you need some help, we're here to help you at Dakota Pharmacy and Dakota Natural Health Center.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.